Hello fellow crafters. If you are new here, my name is Mrs. Graw and I am one of the teacher advisors for I Knitterally Can't Even Crochet, our club for crafters. Today I'm going to be showing you the progress that I'm making on a baby blanket that I'm putting together for my cousin. It's a really simple pattern that I actually found from another creator on YouTube. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to show you the stitches that I am using and kind of break it down for you. So if you want to follow along, you can. I will also link the other creator's video below. So with that being said, let's get started. In terms of materials, we don't need anything crazy here. We are just looking at our typical cast of characters. I have a skein of the Bernat baby yarn, and this is actually hypoallergenic, which is really, really great, so I don't have to worry about it irritating the baby's skin. I will wash this before I give it to my cousin, and I'll use some baby safe detergent and fabric softener just to be extra careful. I do have 2 skeins of this, just in case I do need a little bit extra. In the past, when I've made a baby blanket using this pattern, I have needed about 1.5 skeins. So I just like to have a full other one just in case, and then I can use it for something else later. The label did say that I would want to use a 4 crochet hook, and I'm actually going to be using a 5. And this is a nice little trick that if you want your baby blanket or whatever you're making to go a little quicker, you can use a size hook bigger than what the label says. You can probably use a size or 2. So I am going to be using my 5mm hook here. And for at the end, you are going to need your needles. So these are going to be used for when you are weaving in your extra thread at the end. And then finally, a pair of scissors to cut off any excess yarn. You don't need a pair of scissors exactly like these. These are just what came in my hook set. If you just have a regular pair of scissors, that will work just fine as well. Great, so like I said at the beginning of the video, I have already started this blanket. As you can see, I'm not too far into it. This is going to be a crib length blanket. So it is going to be a little longer than maybe a receiving blanket. There were 2 options in the video that I followed to get this started. And in my video, I'm really just going to be showing you the stitches that you need to do for this, which are not hard at all, and then how you get from one row to the next. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put my needle into my work. And this is how I hold my yarn. So I keep the tension the way I like it. So I wrap it around my pinky and then I have it around my index finger. And this just makes sure that I can kind of control the tension so that my stitches aren't too loose or too tight. And then for my crochet needle, some people prefer to hold their needle like this, almost like a pencil, and that's just not comfortable for me. So I like to kind of have it right here with my thumb down here and my fingers back here. And then I can also keep a finger on the yarn. So for this pattern, you are going to, when you do your stitch, you will skip 1. So there's 1 little stitch right there. And then you'll go into the next stitch. So the first stitch is a single crochet. So when you are doing a single crochet, you are inserting. So here's my regular needle. I'm going to insert. I will yarn over. So that means I am just hooking onto that yarn and pulling it through. And I like to hold on here. So then that way that also helps my stitch to not be too loose. I'm going to yarn over and pull that through both loops. Okay, so that is your standard single crochet. The next stitch that you're going to do in the same hole there is a half double crochet. And I know that sounds a little funky, but it is pretty easy. So what you're going to do is, unlike the single crochet, you're going to yarn over. So you now have what looks like 2 loops on your yarn. You will insert your hook, yarn over, and pull that through. So now you see 1, 2, 3 stitches. I'm going to yarn over, and then really easy, you're just going to pull through all 3 of those loops. So again, that was a single crochet and then a half double crochet. And that is it for your stitch in each hole. So I still just have my 1 piece of yarn on my hook right now. I will skip this stitch and then I will start on my next. So I'm doing a single crochet, which means I am just inserting with just 1 loop to the hole, yarn over, so grabbing that yarn. Now I have 2, yarn over, and pulling through both holes. So there is our single crochet, and then I'm going to yarn over, and I can also hold on to that there because sometimes the yarn can have a tendency to slip off. So I do just like to hold it right there, insert into that hole, yarn over, pull through. Now I have 1, 2, 3 loops, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And there is your half double crochet. So there is your stitch there. What I'm going to do is work through until the end, and I will meet you back at our last stitch to show you how we get to the next row. All right, so I just finished my last single and half double crochet. And what we're going to do next is we are going to get ready to turn our work. So what we are going to do, and I'll just try to show you this here, we have this stitch right here. So we have 1 piece of yarn and 2. So there's 1 loop. We are going to basically ignore that. We're going to skip right over it, and there are going to be 2 pieces of yarn that basically look like an X, and that's where you're going to be inserting your work, and we're going to do a half double crochet. So to begin, I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to find that X. So there are 2 pieces of yarn there. I'm going to yarn over and pull through, so I have my 3 loops. I'm going to yarn over and pull through. So there is our half double crochet at the end of the row. And then I'm going to chain 1, and then I can flip my work. So you're just flipping everything over, and we're ready to start the next row. And the way that you do start is you are including another half double crochet. So we're going to ignore this loop that's on the end here, and we're going to yarn over and insert into this stitch right here. You can see that hole there. Yarn over, insert, and I'm going to yarn over, pull through. There are my 3. Yarn over and pull through. So there is our half double crochet. And now we're ready to get back into the very, very easy pattern for the rest of the row. So again, we are going to skip this first stitch and insert right into this little circle here. So insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. There is our single crochet, and then we're going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. There are 3 loops, and yarn over and pull through, and there is our half double crochet. And that is it for the entire row until you get to the end there. One more time, just showing that you are going to insert, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. There's our single, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, and there is our half double. So that is what you are doing for the entire row. And if you do find that, let's say you mess up a stitch and it's a little too loose, or it just doesn't really look nice, or let's say you maybe skipped a piece and you only went through one piece of the stitch. So I'm gonna do a single crochet here. And let's say, I really don't like that. I can just pull my hook out, which I know that might seem a little scary, but it's not all gonna unravel. And I will just pull through. And now it's like it never happened. So I'm back to my last single and half double crochet. I will reinsert my hook, get my tension right, and then go right back in and do that all over. And that is it. All right, everybody, so that was just a really quick tutorial on the very basic stitches in that baby blanket and how to get from one row to the next. I hope that was helpful. And if you do want to see a full tutorial of this baby blanket, like I said, I will link that below. And I will show a little bit more of this baby blanket once I get closer to the end of it. So that way I can show you how to finish up your row, and then we will work on a border. So for right now, I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.